He really
Yeah.
did save VOYVODA in that final round. It's yeah, it'll be a tough fight, that's for sure. But certainly an AWP firing off for Cloud9 will help out things. And VOYVODA, I expect they haven't had much time to work through Cloud9's game plan from that match against the Movistar Riders from earlier today, having playing themselves. And a aggressive push in towards the B site is going to be Alex finding 2 very quick kills. Zephyr will chime in as well. And for VOYVODA, quicker than you can say, the round's getting underway. Round is getting to a close as it's Red Star with 3 HP alone towards heaven. His blood splattered across the walls.
Ooh.
And he's hearing all these steps around him.
That's scary. They're on the stampede. Out on the hunt for him, and oh yeah, gone. Not able to get any. An extra $300 or something would have been nice there from a kill, but it is not allowed. Yeah, I think to expand on your point as well, I would have been looking towards VOYVODA getting a strong start here on their CT side, and maybe even getting the double up setup going that was working for them well on train. I wouldn't say overpass is quite as viable, as those retakes are going to be quite a bit more complicated with the double up setup, but it is still a map where you can make that work if it's something that you want to go towards. Obviously, it's not going to be considered anytime soon. Now, they'll be looking to try and win out this force buy, and well, we know it can be scary. It's not the safest of buys in terms of firepower either for Cloud9, with a couple SMGs, a Scout, 1 Galil, and 1 AK, so they've definitely focused on getting some more nades in play, which, yeah, you'd like to see. You do need a bit of a balance as well, so that you can make sure you take those deagles and those Scouts if they're bought up off of angles with flashes, and obviously you need those smokes and mollies to work with to clear out positions. But at least at the moment, it's a bit of a slower round. We're not seeing initial peaks from VOYVODA, really. They've gotten some good control around B, where Cloud9 obviously aren't really positioning any players. But it's up towards A, where they only get the info now about what's going on. Still barely any damage done, though. Oh, back down connector. This could be dangerous.
Ooh, not able to hit the shots with the deagle. Alex will take him down. So that's the opening kill for the Cloud9 side, and that just relieves a bit of the pressure that they might have on a round like this. It eases up, it provides you a bit of space to work with, as now there's less threat from potential of just a horde of players coming at you. It's a little bit easier, that's for sure, and maybe these AKs, well, the AK and the Galil can find a long-range fight as well, while these MAC-10s try and push in close. It's just Bubble who remains on this A site, hoping to maybe find a kill as they charge around him, but not able to look in the right direction. It's flamie who secures the kill, and the rest of the VOYVODA side, they'll just, you know, sacrifice him. They'll go for the save.
Yeah, have a shot at basically what you were going for in this round to get a few kills in the next one by saving over these 3 pistols, and well, yeah, hope you're going to be able to have a bit more success, because obviously they didn't get anything out of this round at all. It's a very clean round from Cloud9, and well, that's what they were aiming for. That is the perfect start for them. They'll be going up against, obviously, whatever's saved over in this next round, but that's going to be it. So they'll have a chance to keep on expanding on that economy again, and to just avoid having a slow start, which was obviously an issue for them in the second half, at least, of train. Not quite the first one, where they actually, I believe, had 7 rounds in a row in their favor at one point in those early stages. So off to another strong start here as well. And Dreamer, let's see, I was going to say, will he maybe even be able to steal away a weapon? But nah, they don't end up clashing. Alex doesn't go on much of a hunt, and Dreamer himself had tucked back away. So yeah, they'll have a chance again, as I said, get a couple of kills in this round. That is really the goal. I wouldn't be expecting too much more than that. It should be Cloud9 heading up 3-0, which is a pretty great start here in the opening rounds of Overpass. It's a solid foundation, obviously, to build off of, and then if you can get that first gun round especially, then you're in a fantastic position.
And hopefully these MAC-10s, they can farm some cash. $600 obviously for each kill on the SMGs, unless you're using a P90, but we don't talk about that weapon. Not today, as it's... He's attacked with a scout, looking towards long. He's playing that tight angle, hoping that maybe somebody peeks from the rock. Right now, VOYVODA, they've got a very heavy setup towards his A site, nobody towards B. 4 players out towards long, with Mar just holding down the bathrooms by himself. And for Cloud9, they're just trying to find intel. It looks like they'll divert over towards that B site, and that's probably the wise idea. When you look at the map, it's almost as if they, you know, can read the game. Like they just don't get any intel from from B site. There's no aggression from any of the Voyvoda players. Cloud9, they'll just take the gamble towards that B site, and it works out.
Yeah, it can be risky. Sometimes you're going to walk into that stack, but not on this occasion, rather. The bomb will go down, and honestly, just save the Kevlar again. Maybe have the players, obviously, that just have the P250s trying to get a couple of exits. But that Kevlar especially could be pretty critical to their buy here in the next round if they're looking towards an up on towards Red Star, and if they wanted to pull out maybe even a secondary one, it could be dropped over then. So we'll see what they decide on. They are holding off anyway, waiting to see if anyone comes in the direction. Red Star, though, he is spotted. The gun barrel giving him away, unfortunately, and well, Alex bails out as he takes quite a bit of damage, not wanting to stick around, not wanting to lose anything, even if it is only that Mach 10. At this point, you may as well just try and take 2 rounds in a row with absolutely no casualties, because that is just a perfect start. And yeah, they're not going even any further forward in the spawn. Mezzy, he doesn't need to get out of there. He'll have plenty of time anyway to escape. So there we go. Again, another round where Cloud9 don't suffer a single casualty. VOYVODA are going to really need to come alive in this first gun round. If they end up losing this one, then Cloud9's economy is going to be absolutely ridiculous already. I mean, even now it is, considering we're only going on to round 4.
Yeah, and obviously a bit of a bonus round coming through for Cloud9 with those SMGs still, the Galil. It's not... If VOYVODA lose this one, they're in a very difficult position. It'll be very quickly 5 on the board for Cloud9, and just heaps of cash. Especially if those SMGs can get a kill or 2, which Mezzy will do initially. A fast push in towards the B side. They're just hoping to catch VOYVODA off guard. And Alex, he's just jumping across the screen of Victor, spraying with a Mach 10 and a 5-on-2. It's Mara and Red Star who surely just have to save these weapons, try and get something out of this round. And that nade could have... Yeah, it looked like it might be able to take down Mezzy, but he retreats back towards Monster just as it comes soaring in. So he eludes its damage mostly, and...
I'm surprised they're sticking around at all.
Yeah, maybe just hoping to pick off a player, inflict some sort of damage, but I mean...
Look at Cloud9's money. You need these guns way more.
Yeah, the one player isn't going to make a difference, in all honesty, so... Yeah, it's a risk, that's for sure.
I mean, even with these 2 guns saved, it's not going to be ideal. Obviously, up to the full loss bonus now, I do believe, with the 4 lost in a row, considering you have the boosted loss bonus off of losing the pistol. So, I mean, there is that. They could drop 2 weapons over, give it a go, and I think they probably will at this point, already being down 4-0, but they'll be lacking a little bit. And yeah, Cloud9, they are having a fantastic start. This is kind of the form we seen them hit, obviously, towards the end of Train, and it kind of came down to a ridiculous play being needed by Red Star for them to end up actually closing it out. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved what we seen from VOYVODA back on Train, but obviously towards the end, they really did start losing control. And that's why I said I was very optimistic about this map and about a potential 3rd map coming out, just because Cloud9 had really seemed to warm up, and we knew that they're a much better team here on Overpass. Inferno, though, as I had said initially when we looked at the VO, that would be an exciting one. I honestly am not sure what way it would go. Obviously, I'd like to see VOYVODA not just get stomped out here on Overpass, because then it's pretty demoralizing going on to that 3rd map. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's still relatively early days.
Yeah, Cloud9. I'm pretty sure Cloud9 will be able to take us to that decider on Inferno. I think they should have Overpass locked in.
You've just jinxed it. Watch, VOYVODA are going to wake up and just start decimating them. This will be the round where they do it as well. They won't even need the op in the M4. It'll be the Deagles to get all the kills. That's how it goes. You can't say definitive, especially at this round. You definitely can't say it this early on. I could see VOYVODA turning this around relatively quickly. Obviously, they need like 4 rounds in a row to break the economy of Cloud9, but they had great moments on Train, so they can do it. It's just not really starting off in such a fashion, and well, Red Star gets caught by the boost. To be fair, not one you expect to come in too often on top of the slide, I believe it was, but yeah, they've even got Mar, the man who was the support for that AWP. That's both of the weapons taken away with no chance for them to be retrieved. So, I mean, I did say it'd have to be the pistols to get it done when I was making my joke, and perhaps that was the truth, but I still don't really see them managing to get it done here. This next gun round just needs to be when VOYVODA come alive. Otherwise, I think I'll be kind of swapping to your thought process that we probably will be seeing 3 maps, just because it's so difficult to come back from giving away this much in these opening T rounds of Overpass. Oh, Bubble. I've seen him hit some nice deagle shots in the past. Perhaps there's some to come the way of Alex, but, well, he's still confident, composing himself on the angle, a flash over, and, well, despite the peek from Bubble, it didn't really blind up Alex too much. It was only a tiny bit, so he is able to handle the situation, and, well, they're really taking their time, despite having such a large advantage right now. They just don't want to give away anything.
It's like from Dreamer. Could find damage. Floppy just about gets out of the way. He was just happened to be looking the right way, and Didn't have his gun out, but there was cover close by, and he re-peeks for the frag. Now look to Victor, who can't find anything either, and again, 5 players surviving for Cloud9 as they reach 5 on the board. No deaths whatsoever. VOYVODA haven't found a kill yet.
Oh, Lord.
That's outrageous.
I somehow hadn't even. I knew the first 2 rounds rather. The second and the third round were really clean. I had forgot that they lost no one on the pistol round. I knew it was incredibly one-sided, but yeah, you're right. They haven't even got a kill. What happened? What has happened? Hello, wake up! Someone set the alarm. Yeah. Again, it's not too late yet, but they need to get going ASAP. And well, MAR. AKA Mar. I thought I'd go with the acronym still, but he's going forward. Yeah, he wants some aggression. It was a decent flash. It did, most importantly, take flamie off the angle, which gave him the chance against the initial player. And okay, it's going to be Victor and Mar who welcomed themselves to the scoreboard with a very quick cleanup. That is one way to get going. Just an instant round win pretty much from the point of the first kill to the last. It was only a few seconds. But the issue is, as we mentioned, Cloud9, they have so much money. They're balling. They're rolling in dough. It's gonna have to be like 3 or 4 more in a row by the time VOYVODA start breaking the economy. The loss bonus is there. There's a chance for the bomb plants. It's just Cloud9 are not gonna worry about the money anymore.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent position, and for VOYVODA, a lot of this game rests on this next round. If they can keep churning these rounds out and keep working inside economy for Cloud9, they have a chance. But if they quickly get reset here. I mean, obviously not a reset like we used to have in CSGO, where there was no sort of incremental loss bonus in terms of like it decreasing incrementally. Where it was just a full reset back to 1400. At least that'll give VOYVODA still a bit of cash to play with, considering they survived pretty nicely last round, but kills coming through. Cloud9 have been able to answer back after that initial kill from Dreamer. And answer back nicely as well. It's a 2-for-1. Red Star alone towards 8, hoping to pick off a player who may maybe overstep the mark a little bit. But right now, Cloud9, they're going to work their way through long. We'll have flamie coming up connector late. And Red Star might be in for a world of pain here. So he can replicate some of the success he had on a train. But right now, 0 kills to his name. Hoping to at least etch a 1 into that scoreboard.
Yeah, and obviously VOYVODA can't really afford to be dropping this round. Nice kill by Bubble as he catches one man trying to move back down through connector, but they know it's the A-hit now. And Victor, in a decent position, actually doesn't make it work for a kill. Did at least take the attention, and with that Red Star snatches up Mezzy, and you've still got Zeppa on low health. So it is a pretty solid position for the 2-on-2. Damn, that nade was close to finishing off Zeppa right there.
Yeah.
S-Tag rather takes a small bit of damage too, but they will eventually get it planted. Bubble now coming up the stairs, so they are separated, but it doesn't matter. Bubble gets the kill on the low health player. He had spotted S-Tag and even spammed up his booty a small bit. But it's his teammate who gets the treasure, really, as he gets that final kill. And, well, the defuse will be found. 2 rounds in a row. This one obviously not as clean as the previous round, but they can kind of make up for that since the previous round had 5 players surviving. They can drop back over. But again, you can't really afford to ever be in a position where you're onto an eco from 1 round loss, because Cloud9 can just keep on buying. They just need that 1 round to break you down, and then they're back into their winning ways. And honestly, the more you win in a row here, the lower your loss bonus is getting, and the harsher that effect is going to be if you do end up losing the round without building anything up.
They're making the steps they need to right now.
They've all got kills. That's a big change.
Yeah. All right. They've got found 10 in the last 2 rounds.
No, I'm just a very sarcastic person.
No, I mean, it's worth pointing out.
It's just the contrast to what we got from them on train. I think that's what made us stand out more so. But yeah, they've woken up a bit now, and it looks like the B defense is going to be tested big time in about 10 seconds, or maybe even less. I think that smoke delays it maybe a tiny bit. I was expecting Alex half to get spammed back on there with the tracers, but no, Dreamer didn't decide to tempt fate with that one. He, of course, would have given away his own position potentially as well. And yeah, nothing yet. It's just a slow approach from Cloud9, chilling outside B. The issue is they don't have a lot of control elsewhere. They don't know if anyone's pushing up on mid. They don't know if their CT's in connector, if they could be getting quickly flanked once they go towards B. So yeah, they've decided at this point to start moving back and at least getting some of that control.
VOYVODA are looking for the redemption arc here. They're hoping to, well, with these last 2 rounds, redeem themselves for a slow start. And we said Cloud9 have sort of struggled on these T sides with Dreamer. He picks off 1 but gets caught dropping off that far back position. So a 1-for-1 trade. Cloud9, they already have 5 rounds and an advantage now in this one as Victor, he took the peak dry. Gets a lot of damage through, but no kills. Bubble, he's flashed up. That's easy for Zephyr to find, and Mar, he can't find anything as well as somehow the flashbangs just are on the money for Cloud9 over and over again. It's all up to Red Star, who got jiggled a little bit there and just surely decide to back away from this one. A 1v4, I mean, a couple players low, but with the up, that doesn't really matter. It's the amount of players that are on the server still for Cloud9 that do. Alex has been spotted out. They spot each other out. And Red Star, he's just going to try and book it out there. Try and keep this AWP alive. Will take the repeat back and actually hits the shot. But Alex, he stays standing as it clips the wall. So Cloud9, they find a 6th and limit the VOYVODA side to just those 2 rounds. And now that round they had where they only had 2 players surviving VOYVODA, that's going to start to sting a little bit more now as they're left with limited weaponry. They get a pretty decent buy through, but Dreamer, all he's got is an MP9. And it's very, very limited utility for the VOYVODA side. Something we've seen actually a common trend of from the Bulgarians. They've been sort of biased towards the weaponry rather than the utility in rounds like this.
Yeah. I mean, with their playstyle, I could understand it, especially with how aggressive they play, even when they have the nades. At some points, you'll see them getting dropped before they even get a use out of them. Oh! Damn. Okay, I think he just, like, grazed his nuts right there, and unfortunately didn't really get any damage out of it. Bubble pops up for a trade, and, well, snatches it up. Mezzy goes down. It's unfortunately not really ideal, though. You wanted a bit more than a one-on-one in these early moments. You were trying to make up for the lack of nades and for the fact that Dreamer's on an MP9 as well, and yeah, you don't really. At least hang it onto the connector control, though, around that area. That is pretty important. It's letting them rotate another player back up towards A, but he's only going to get here as already you have Alex on the bomb site, and he just doesn't expect it. So Victor goes down, A is taken over, and, well, let's see what Mar can do from long, because he could be the turning point in this round, but he's going to need to go big.
Bubble. Oh. Just missing the time on an Easter tag. Easter tag spots him in return, but we'll find Mar instead. And with Bubble spotted out, taken down by the rest of the Cloud9 side, leaves Dreamer almost lonesome. So timing just eluding VOYVODA ever so slightly that one, but it's critical for the round. Bubble spotted out, can't escape the players that hunt him down. And now Cloud9 up to 7. This is scary right now for VOYVODA. This is a very, very strong T half already. And they're looking like they're only going to keep racking up the rounds, Cloud9. Dreamer might not even be able to survive this either. Zephyr's hunting. But Dreamer, he gets the kill, keeps himself alive. So at least an AK carried forward. The economy is not strong enough for a full buy here, really.
No, don't do that to yourself.
No, it has to be a bit of a partial. Get a few pistols up around that AK, keep yourself with enough cash for the next buy, and hope to fight back from 8 to 2.
That'll be the hope, but at that point you're really aiming for the 7 CT rounds, and obviously that's going to be need to be a drastic uptick in performance from VOYVODA if they're to achieve it. As I said, I think the double up setup again could be a pretty good find, preferably with the nades behind it though, because they haven't been able to kind of get the mix of good weapons and good utility at the same time as of yet, with just how kind of back and forth it's been. We're going to see a quick B hit from Cloud9. Again, they've made the correct decision. Every time VOYVODA stack towards A, Cloud9 hit B, and it's always perfect. They're going to be able to walk in. Dreamer's here. Okay, so they do have the 1 AK. He was just back in the spawn. But how much can he realistically do? And, well, forget reality, rather. He's a Dreamer. He's already gotten 2 of them. But that is it. Can it be enough for his teammates to do something now with these pistols is the question. Surely not. But I'm a Dreamer. And they're taking their time. This is letting them rotate down. Needing to secure their positions with those nades, of course. And oh, Bubble.
Molotov.
Yeah, fire and bubbles, they don't go together.
No, he's been popped. I think you've already made that joke, but I'll reuse it, I guess.
It's alright. We can allow it. It was a map.
Just Mar and Victor.
Never happened.
Yeah. People have forgotten already that last map.
You threw yourself under the bus. I wouldn't have said anything if you didn't.
But felt wrong to not say anything.
VOYVODA. It must feel wrong right now not being able to really win any of these rounds. Again, this one didn't expect much. But still, it would have been a nice time for someone to step up and give them something. And, well, Dreamer tried his best, but it was the only rifle they had. Maybe that's a bit of a sign of what's to come now as they get the guns back. As I said, they do finally have enough economy to get whatever they want, really. You're going to have Red Star in the up, maybe Bubble. There we go. Yeah, the double up setup's going to be coming out. the double from Bubble.
Red Star's not really been hitting his shots right now with the up.
mean,
He's found a couple,
In
but
general, though, look at the stats. No one has.
yeah, true. True. And feels like Cloud9, the rounds they've been winning have just been so confident. So just not easy, but okay, that's a nice shot. Red Star can he reset for a second? Not quite. Zephyr closer range than he expected. So Cloud9, they trade out that initial frag. Red Star was only good for that one initial shot around the edge of the smoke. Bubble, he'll be over towards that B site with the up, holding towards short. Well, Cloud9, they'll start dipping down connector. The door for connector is already burst open, so Bubble will have a free sight line. He's not currently holding it, but as a flashbang comes through, he does take the peek, and it almost is a lineup. But Mezzy with the quick trade is going to keep things even. Cloud9, they going to head back up towards that A site, back towards the bathrooms, and they'll regroup with Essetag out towards long, and probably approaching towards the A site, all as one big happy family. But right now, is that Victor up on the A site as well? I think he's posted out towards the truck.
Yeah. So it's not bad positioning by any means for VOYVODA. They have Mar who'll be able to help from the bathrooms, but he's going forward, so he could end up being in a position where he's not quite able to get a crossfire, and he can go in with Victor. So you'll need to see this flank being relatively quick so we can get them before they move on to the bomb site, or else Victor needs to hold tight. And, well, yeah, with the smoke down, they do get forced to move around the edge of it. And Victor, with already 2 to his name, leaves S-Tag alone on low health. And, well, he's not able to do anything with it. Victor just swings in for the finish, probably having the info about the damage that was done. Welcome back. VOYVODA managed to get their 3rd round, but again, as we said, it is all of the rounds that remain that they're going to be aiming for. Otherwise, it's just not really enough. 7 at the half time, get the pistol on the second half, suddenly you're right back in the game. 6, yeah, you could probably salvage that as well, but really, ideally you are aiming for everything. Aim high. That's what they need right now.
Aim high. That's how you shoot for the heads. You have to aim high on the body.
True, yeah. Thought you were going to go shoot for the stars, which also would have made sense.
It could have done.
You just leave them seeing stars when you shoot for the head.
Oh, you're all over it today, aren't you?
Oh, Floppy, he's all over B apparently. He just creeped up short. I think he may have heard Bubble actually stepping back as he was kind of retreating from that forward position. So yeah, good work on capitalizing on that that opportunity for himself, and leaving VOYVODA again with their backs against the wall. In the case of Dreamer, literally, he is actually going to go ahead and raise himself up a little bit there. It's a decent position for watching Monster, but if he gets split on through short as it's looking to be, then this is going to be so tough for him to get more than maybe 1 kill from.
A flashbang would really ruin him as well. It would really ruin his day, and I mean, obviously, aiming at Monster, there's not really much opportunity for missing, but he doesn't get blinded up, can't hit the shots either way as he tried to shoot towards short, and, well, as the only defender towards B, with his dispatched of, it's relatively easy for Cloud9 to secure themselves a 9th, and, well, now 6 is the goal for VOYVODA.
Yeah, that number might diminish a little bit more, unfortunately, with the economy that they have. What, they get 2,900 because they won that previous round, so yeah, it's not ideal. Hang on, I had to tab into the game to bring up the scoreboard, so now I need to bring back up my version of the game that has a HUD on it. So I couldn't actually tell you what their money was going to be. So Red Star will be able to drop, I can tell that now. Victor with the 2,900 also will be able to. So yeah, save both of these weapons and they're good to go ahead and give their teammates a little bit to work with. That kill onto Mezzy actually helps out a little bit as well. Not really, I suppose. It's only an extra 100 for Red Star, but still, a little bit more maybe adds to the nades we'll see here in the next round, of course. But they will be able to get something into play. So as you said, 6 is what they're aiming for. If they don't get this one, then not only is 6 no longer realistic, neither is 5, because they wouldn't be looking too good unless, again, they save some weapons. And there's a pause. A technical, though, I believe. We don't have the countdown. So hopefully no long-term issues. Obviously, things were a little bit shaky at the beginning of map 1 with, I believe it was Floppy having a lot of ping issues. But it had been pretty smooth since then.
Yeah, which is good. Always fun. Never like tech issues later in the game. It breaks the momentum, means that you lose the excitement of the game later on. But generally, tech issues do appear early, which is nice. Get the teething issues out of the way
until they don't, and then they happen in like a big clutch moment.
Yeah,
I remember there was it Navi at one point? The entire team timed out, I think, in a game or something. because they were playing on like a boot camp. That's the worst time to have internet
Possibly.
issues, when you're all on the one internet.
Yeah, I think I remember as well recently with I think it was it Katowice? I think I can't remember which team it was, but I think Vitality. It was just too long, and like they all just timed out for like 5 seconds, rejoined back in, and sort of just had to carry on playing the round.
Oh damn! So like
Yeah, it was like mid push.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like mid push, but all of them just like stopped walking for like 5 seconds, just staring at a wall, and then they all rejoined back in.
300
like,
IQ mind
back.
games that we just don't understand.
Maybe.
That's what it was.
Right, guys, stop.
Intimidate your opponents.
Now go.
Like, watch. Everyone pretend to AFK for a second. Watch.
Yeah.
Play dead.
No, I can't. I think it actually ended up messing up their round with the timing of the smokes.
Probably, yeah.
It was like mid execute, so
It lets those
really
rotates
screwed
in
them.
as well, even if you don't actually lose any players.
yeah. So it was a.
Let's see if we have any
an
news
issue.
about what this pause is for. I'm gonna have a look now. It's actually Mar this time having some issues. I'm confused.
Yeah, I was a little confused by.
They said C9
That, but-
technical pause because Mar's having issues. So that's really nice. That C9 paused for Mar.
Yeah.
Cloud9, big respect.
Big ups to C9. Yeah. Big ups to VOYVODA as well. A great first map. Obviously, this was going to be a tough second map.
A
Obviously,
great previous
the C9
series,
map
most
pick.
importantly, beating OG.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mad the teams have beat to get to this position. Honestly, so they took down K23 in their first lower bracket game.
Yeah.
Which again I covered, and I was expecting K23 to take that one. That's the lineup with like a Dren, Mo.
A lot of experience there.
Yeah.
Didn't they nearly
so
beat Cloud9 as well?
They
K23,
did.
I
Yeah,
think.
they took C9 to 3 maps. It was 16-14, I think,
Mhm.
on the final map. So yeah. If you go by the classic logic of K23 just about as good as Cloud9, VOYVODA better than K23, that must mean VOYVODA better than Cloud9.
CS logic makes no sense at all. You can't do anything like that to determine things just with the way playstyles works. Obviously, some people might think that, but no, just you'll be shocked if that's how you try and follow along. Bit of damage done in the early moments, but that slide boost, we seen it out of them earlier in the half, and it worked really well against Red Star. This time, he didn't quite let it catch him off guard. Obviously not able to do a lot with it, but they did tag up S-tag in the early moments, and while they're going to go ahead and fall back a little bit from that aggression, more so actually just shifting it towards long. I like the setup, the up against tree, a player up close who's playing anti-flash, and if Cloud9 were to move towards this area, they'd probably have a bit of trouble with dealing with this setup, especially if it's only S-tag who's here on his own, but never mind. Red Star was a bit more aggressive than I thought, forward on the angle, not behind the tree. Was hoping for that initial pick, and then I guess the plan is for Victor to swing in for the trade if needed. And well, let's see if he's going to be successful in that regard. Coming in behind Party, it's not really time for celebration though, because his teammates are crumbling as they lose that connector control. And well, despite one from Victor, his position's now known, and he's not able to hang on any longer. So Cloud9 do have the man advantage, and potentially an open A bomb site. Oh, I thought Alex was going to molly down connector. That would have been perfect to ruin that rotation, but instead Dreamer from behind could turn it around. But no, he only gets one. Did do some damage on Zeppa, and they might not expect Bubble also to come in from this position, and so indeed he gets the finish on Zeppa, but he's going to be up against Floppy now, who had some big clutch plays on the previous map as well. And there's another one. Swings out and just rips off the head. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. He had the bomb planted safely. He could have fell back and played time, but I guess the thought was he only got the bomb down that second. And, well, it was pretty likely Bubble was expecting him to probably play it a little bit more passively, but he did not.
Because he took the jump peak as well, so he obviously was able to spot out where he was playing from, but decided, you know what, he wasn't content with the info only, and now that's double digits for Cloud9 in this first half. And well, yeah, as you said, the target for VOYVODA just keeps on diminishing, keeps on getting smaller and smaller, as it now sits at 5, the maximum they can hope for this first half. But maybe Bubble can open. Oh no! Oh, that's a rough one. Needed to take that shot, needed to secure the kill. And instead, Alex wipes him out with the AK. Quite long range as well. Impressive work from the Cloud9 IGL. And that's an opening for the C9 side that they were glad to take. They're even going to chuck the AWP away. No recovery for VOYVODA on that one.
No, unless someone's able to step up, and, well, Mar and also Victor are going to be challenged pretty soon. Oh, Mar, I think he's going to get flanked out. Oh, no, actually turns around in time. Doesn't even take much damage on that initial exchange, but Alex is ready for the trade either way, but as is Victor. Pops out on the FAMAS, should have a bit of an upgrade, and, well, at this point should probably look to fall off and not play quite as aggressive. It looks like Cloud9 are having a pretty similar kind of thought process in their minds, rather, to bring it back around towards B right now. The issue is you have Red Star, I believe they're pushed up on short already. You have Dreamer in Monster, so they have a good setup right now towards B. Although Red Star's a little bit worried about two angles because Connector's already blown open, I believe here. Couldn't have closed the door. Let's see, will he be spotted? It is going to be cleared, at least by Mezzy, and he hits the shot floppy as well. Rips Dreamer's head from his body as he comes out Monster, and... well, that's a monstrous performance from Cloud9 as they head up to 11. Victor needs to save and just give them something to work with here in the final round of the half. But it looks like Cloud9, they might be on track for a 12-3 half right now for themselves. Again, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, they did it on Inferno. It was on the CT side then, though.
Yeah.
And this is impressive, to say the least, from Cloud9 right now. They've not had the best T sides recently.
Sorry,
This is
Train, by
certainly
the way.
a step
I
up.
just clocked it there myself. It wasn't Inferno, so because I agreed with it, so I was just like, we better not give them fake info. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, I meant it was against the last match, wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah, the last match we seen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just wrong in both ways then. Don't mind me. It's been a long day. Everything blurs together. I don't know if you have a memory like that, but everything kind of blurs together, especially when you're so focused in the moment all the time with CS.
Give me another hour, I'll probably be at that point.
Fair.
But no, I meant we're against the Movistar Riders.
Yeah, that's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah.
I knew Cloud9 were involved in it, so I was confusing myself. But again, we know they can let positions like that potentially slip a little bit. As you said though, on the T side here, 11-3 is a little bit of a different story. This is just ridiculous. VOYVODA have not gotten themselves into this map at all yet, and well, this fourth round is necessary. Get the fort, get the pistol on the second half, and maybe they can come back to life. But even then, it will be a tough time. And, well, at the moment, everyone on Cloud9 is just kind of creeping past Connector and on towards A. Estag might peek it, which may be a heavy price to pay. Yeah, instantly spotted by Victor. There's one kill. They won't know how many players are working around Connector, but they will realize in a couple of seconds that A is completely clear. Oh, but never mind. Red Star flanks out and catches Floppy as well. So now this is a very winnable 5-on-3. The bomb hasn't even gone down yet.
We'll get that done. Left in a 3-on-5, as you say. Bubble. Can he find this frag onto Alex? No, he can't. The AK will win it out over the FAMAS, and now it's left up to the 4 rifles from VOYVODA to try and get their way back in towards this A site. And Cloud9, they've locked down the back lines. They've got a lot of presence there to focus on the bathrooms and long, and it's working out wonderfully as Alex will find another Zephyr's flashbang to assist with that one, but Red Star, he isn't done. Mezzy will tap him out though, and it leaves it all up towards Mar and Dreamer, who've not had great games. They're hoping to step it up now. The bomb's planted over by the truck, and they can't even get to it. Mezzy and Zephyr will combine for the last 2, and Cloud9, they work their way out of a 3-on-5.
Yeah, that was a rough one, but they pull it back. VOYVODA are just... they're not able to hit the same form here on Overpass, and kind of to be expected. We said it's not a map they play very often. I think they only had like 1 win on it in recent times as well. So we were thinking this was going to be a lot more difficult than Train anyways, but I just wasn't expecting it to be as one-sided as it has been. It doesn't bode well at all for Inferno. It's got to be a tough position to come off a loss like this if they aren't able to get going. Obviously, they have a chance here if they can get the pistol, get the first gun round, and at the very least make this a close one. Ideally, though, obviously, they're going to be aiming for the full comeback. But it is still quite a bit of ways away from them, even if they are to win this pistol. And if they lose it, well then, hello Inferno.
Hello indeed.
Ooh.
And that's
hello,
a good
Zephyr.
start. Yeah. Goodbye, Red Star. It's a very nice little opening there. A little tippity tap of that USP. Silent Vengeance. Cloud9, they have quite a bit of utility. Mezzy with a kit and a HE grenade. At least a tag we're rocking a HE, a flash, and a smoke. So they've got plenty of utility to try and lock VOYVODA out of the site as well. At least make life difficult for them on maybe a retake or something. Well, VOYVODA themselves, all they have to work with now is a flashbang on Bubble and their own individual aim. And there goes the flashbang, not blinding anybody up as they try and push in towards the B site. Cloud9 giving them a lot of space. It's going to be a 5-on-4 retake. Make that 4-on-4 with Dreamer double tapping Alex.
Yeah,
Look at the damage that's been done.
Nice shot by Mezzy. Was he dropping down there, I believe? I'm not too sure either way. It gives him a big opening, and looking at the health of VOYVODA right now, they are in a rough position. Bubble's just hiding in the smoke. They actually have no idea. Victor does it all on his own. 3 instant headshots. And again, they still don't know Bubble's been hiding in the smoke the entire time. That is one way to pull off the pistol round. I don't think it's a playstyle you can rely on to replicate these round wins, but, well, it worked there. Not gonna lie to you.
What the hell did Victor just do?
I don't know. I didn't even get to catch all the kills from his perspective. But it was just 3 instantaneous headshots.
Yeah, that was impressive, to say the least. And it was obviously the clawback from a 4v5 after Zeppa's initial shot. Very nicely done. And that's just one stepping stone for the Bulgarians here to try and fight back into the second map. It looks like C9 should be able to tidy things up eventually, though. Such a big lead. We saw them having some issues against Movistar Riders on Inferno after that big lead that they had. And Alex with one on the CZ. He's tied things up. Mezzy with another on the Deagle. He will get traded. So a 3-on-3. Damage being done to VOYVODA. They really need to try and clean out this round without dropping any more players. Need to keep these guns alive. And for Cloud9, even if they can just take one more gun away, that would be great for them. Victor, he's going to be holding the flank with that AK-47. I feel like he needs to try and regroup with his teammates here to provide support. As Red Star's having an issue dealing with Alex, he will get traded. A 1-for-1 there. But again, damage done, and that's exactly what Cloud9 need. Bomb dropped in towards short. Now Victor has to relinquish his spot and start to support Mar, who already has 2 kills to his name in this round. And both of these Cloud9 players are situated towards this B site, ready to lock this one down. And they certainly can. 20 seconds on the clock. VOYVODA, they're running out of time, reminiscent of Train. If they can take down Easy Tag now, which they do. Nice shot from Victor, gets it done. But Floppy, he can't find the shots required, does tag them both down. But it's not enough. Damage won't win you rounds.
Well, it will if you get enough of it.
Yeah, I guess.
Again, sorry, I'm just a sarcastic person.
but when it gets to a certain point, you start calling it a kill.
That's true. 7 in the difference, though. I mean, it doesn't seem too horrible, but when you just look at the fact that they're on the T side of Overpass, it's not a fun time. They have a ways to go before we start believing. A few nades here available, which might do some good damage, but no, Red Star had already crossed over. It's only the third one that does a small bit, and, well, not enough. Barely, anyway, because he survives on 1 health. Bubble might even get caught by the aggression. That's the bomb. Uh-oh. Can he get a weapon? It was only the Deagle, right? We've got a floating sticker. He's going to throw it away. He doesn't like the look of the floating sticker. Only we had that, I believe, as well. I was just making a joke. But yeah, he gets flanked out by Mar in the meantime. And although this could still be a little bit dangerous with the health of Red Star, it should hopefully be VOYVODA's round. Again, though, really good damage is being done and just leaving them in a fragile position going into the first gun round.
This timing is so odd. Like, Red Star's rotating around between 2 CTs. And he might be able to catch Floppy here. Mezzy might be able to trade it out, though, from his position. Like, I have... Oh, what is Floppy's expecting connect? Oh, this is so weird. Mezzy might walk into Red Star now and actually does take him down. That's an AK they can recover. That's a really nice find, actually. I'm not sure if there's a situation there that Red Star can actually get out alive when he's between the 2 Cs rotating, unless he, like, drops into connector or something.
Yeah, it was just a horrible position, as you said. There wasn't really much that could be done. Needed to just basically take a kill and get out of there, which wasn't easy to do with the health that was available. So, yeah, they are able to at least bring that one over. It's going to be a bit of a help here for Cloud9 as they come on towards the buy. And as we said, VOYVODA taking so much damage throughout those 2 rounds that they can very quickly be broken here, which is not going to be a fun time. Cannot afford that at the current scoreline. They need to close the distance in a little bit more, at the very least, and ideally obviously have some economy so that they're never facing the double eco. quicker playing towards middle. There was a bit of a peek from Mezzy. Actually just tosses the nade in and absolutely destroys Dreamer and Bubble. I mean, maybe it doesn't seem too important, but it just basically takes away the helmets of 2 of those players. And maybe Red Star, obviously, depending on how close he is when he gets shot at. But he's got the op, so I don't think it'll be as big of a deal. So yeah, it's not ideal. They are forced to work for this control around mid as well. They knew there was a player who was initially aggressive who threw that nade, so they are having to clear out these positions and at the very least just waste a few seconds before they push in and get that control, which is, I guess, what Cloud9 would have been forcing with that kind of just initial tiny bit of presence. Oh, that looked like it should have been S-Tag's kill, and he did actually connect it. Unfortunately, it was through the edge of the wall, apparently, so Red Star is able to hang on with 42 health and still probably be fairly effective, potentially, in this round if he can get something going. The health isn't the biggest
really
deal.
trying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that molly, though. It's that they're taking away at Victor's fee. Obviously, this is only a bit of a fake. They're all grouped up outside Monster, but Zepp is ready for it. Oh, gets 2 of them.
Oh,
Never mind,
Lord.
maybe 3. Not quite. He's not able to get the finish on Bubble, but he's deflated him completely.
Yeah. That's the round done. Was that a bit of a spin on the pop joke?
A little bit, yeah.
Deflated, yeah. Floppy's... It might have worked a bit better for Floppy, that one.
Yeah,
He's
probably.
looking a little bit deflated, you know.
Yeah, that's getting a bit innuendo either, though, right? Family stream.
There are worse words to use, I'm sure. But,
Mezzy on the hunt. They don't have great money. No, he's not. He's just kind of chilling around Connector. Yeah, I just want to see Cloud9 taking the chance to survive with 5 players. Puts them in a great position to just try and run this off towards the finish line now. As we said, the money was never really built up for VOYVODA. Thankfully, they can buy on 2 players, and Dreamer will just go for like a Tech 9 or whatever. So they'll have a decent investment here. But yeah, if this one doesn't go their way, they're down 14-6. They have to take an eco, play for the overtime. It'll need to be 9 rounds in a row. And yeah, it's a bit too much. Inferno is looking pretty likely if this one goes the way of Cloud9. And I mean, already kind of is. Obviously, we're sitting at a pretty one-sided scoreline, even with those initial 3 rounds in the half going towards the Bulgarians. Jeez, that was a struggle word right there, apparently. Oh, Mezzy, right up mid. He wants to push in. Okay, Mars going to be up close. The flashover doesn't affect them, but, well, that doesn't matter. It did at least force the upper back away, I believe. And, well, Mezzy, he's got so much control as well as a man advantage now for Cloud9. And they've got 3 players ready on B. This is the hope. They were trying to force VOYVODA back around towards B. And they have got their wish. They're set up for it. Nades being tossed in. And, well, bullets being dispensed. Or bullets being dispensed, rather. Nice shot from Victor eventually in return, but that's all they've gotten so far. It's the 4-on-2, and you've got those rotations down now from the other Cloud9 players as well, if they're even needed, which they're not.
really like that. Cloud9 actually doing quite similar to what VOYVODA did to pick up their first round. The aggression through mid with a couple flashbangs past Fountain, picking up that opening kill. Obviously, when VOYVODA did it, they had to find a bit more, and they had a couple more players in that position, but the same basic concept. And now it works out for Cloud9 finding 14, and that's going to push VOYVODA onto just the Deagles. They're going for the full force, the full investment are the Bulgarians, and oh, a big nade that chunks down 3 of those VOYVODA players. They're left scratching their wounds. You shouldn't really scratch your wounds. You'll scab them, but...
Who?
Maybe it's better to lick the wounds.
Oh, I don't know. Both those things seem pretty gross to me. I ain't no cat. I'm not feline that joke. Wasn't feeling that one either, to be honest. Mezzy,
that was
decent to come out with 2 kills there, to be honest. Nice shot by S-Tag as well, so they're not going to drop too much. I just roll with these things that come to my head, all right, Dan?
You're going too fast for me.
I was speaking too quick. Apologies. Cloud9 are building up rounds too quick for VOYVODA as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's looking like 15 is going to be an insurmountable task to try and match for VOYVODA. We're only 6 on the board, and Red Star in a 1v4. We'll have one more chance to try and stay alive in this game. He has collected an AK, which I guess he can maybe give a little woo for. But maybe not that, because now he's dead. So, maybe we should have just focused on the game. As it is map point for Cloud9. A very convincing
money, though.
Second map as well, yeah. It is... It's Cloud9 have been so good in securing these strong economic sort of positions in this series, and VOYVODA have really struggled to get their economy in any sort of a decent position where they're able to sustain multiple rounds. And, well, the Eagles, once again, hoping to try and keep the team in this game. Maybe just make the scoreline a little more favorable for them. It looks like B-Site will be their chosen spot. You know how you have, like, a spot that you find in the house that's just you always sit in?
Oh, well, it
Dreamer found a spot where he could frag from. Yeah. And that's actually going to be VOYVODA in the advantage now. Xeppaa, he's trying to fight back, but Dreamer, a third frag for him, somehow still alive with 1 HP. XANTARES almost collecting through the smoke. The Tracer, I think, went between his legs there.
Yeah, no, I was
and
expecting the
XANTARES.
counter spam as well. That scared me.
Yeah.
Oh, Mezzi's gone already. Tries to creep up. Low health as well onto Red Star too, but it doesn't really seem to be hindering him nor Dreamer. Both of them just able to roll on towards B and take heads with them. Nice trade by S-Tag, gets one back, but it's only about escaping at this point. Obviously, no longer moving in to try and win out the round. So yeah, 7 towards VOYVODA, but there's still plenty of chances for Cloud9 to put an end to this and to take us on towards Inferno. So I don't think they're going to be too worried, and they even have the money to buy right back in now.
Yeah, for sure. Mezzi is a little bit low on cash, but with the loss bonus and XANTARES saving this up, there'll be more than enough cash for them to reinvest, as you say. But finally, a round. Is this? No. I was gonna say for some reason I thought that it was the first round for VOYVODA there on the T side, but no, they picked up the pistol in the follow up. So, but the first gun round I think coming out from them. Against what? Against Cloud9 with their weapons. But, plenty of chances here. 8 of the chances, in fact, for Cloud9 to close this one down. And with guns out, they'll hope to do so now. XANTARES, he finds an opening and is looking for more. But Ma is actually going to deal with Xeppaa. A trade frag towards the opposite side of the map. Probably actually favours VOYVODA a little bit if you don't consider the HP that they've lost on a couple of their players. Ma and Red Star both losing about a combined 100 between them. A little bit less, I think, but certainly not desirable. Okay, it's a little bit more now. Mars somehow, how is he surviving with 1 HP? How the VOYVODA keep eluding death?
Yeah, it just seems to be they always have one player on the brink of death who can just keep on fragging, and while Red Star, he's got the time and he's walked onto A, and Mezzi has no idea. So that's going to be the A-bomb site falling under the control of VOYVODA, but the bomb is miles away, so that's actually going to take a little while to be brought over. Meaning there could still potentially be some frags brought back if VOYVODA were to go a bit too aggressive, but they are just holding deep in on bank. They're waiting for the rotations up, and oh, it gets a little bit dangerous there. Red Star was expecting to try and peek in and trade on flamie initially. Flamie, though, himself is actually going to get a second kill now. The issue is the bomb had been brought back down to B in the meantime. He'll realize this pretty early, though, so it's a very winnable 1-on-2. The bomb, of course, yet to even go down. You've still got Mar on 1 health, but these mollies, yeah, they're not very nice to him at the moment. A bit of a nuisance. Here we go, though, creeping forward, finishes off Mar, and was ready for the swing from Bubble, but just isn't able to hit the shots, as again, VOYVODA just about inch out around, but you need, it's scary. You don't want them being this close. You need it to be a bit more convincing, because it feels like eventually Cloud9 are just going to get that one little moment that they need to finish the round in their favor, and of course with that, the map.
Yeah, the Grim Reaper keeps coming and knocking for these VOYVODA players, but they're just not answering the door. They keep surviving with the 1 HP. They keep just keeping manpower alive, which is enough for them to win out these rounds. And now Cloud9 surely going to have to concede 9 here. But wouldn't it just be so in line with what we've seen today for Cloud9 just to win out this round now and close this map here with the 4 USPs and a CZ?
Yeah, after Mezzi dies on the CZ, and then the 4 USPs do it on their own. That's how it'd go. If this was the Movistar game earlier on Overpass anyway, that's how it would go, because we've seen like 2 of those rounds being lost. Oh, okay, hang on though, this could get dangerous. The CC is dying. Alex is going to step up for 2, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I was trying to hype it up a bit, but yeah, really, there shouldn't be much more being found from this point onwards. Bit of a flank, so if they could get Dreamer and steal this weapon without taking too much damage, then maybe. And oh, the timing, nearly working for S-Tag. Gets the dink. If he had a P250 or anything slightly better, Dreamer probably would be dead now. and it'd be a 2-on-2 with an AK in the hands of Cloud9, but obviously they weren't able to buy anything into this round, really. Again, though, fantastic damage. VOYVODA are just not able to get a clean round win, and oh, Victor, stop fighting that. I know you're against the USP, but he's already brought you down to 28. He is, at this point, just wasting a bit of time for Bubble to flank around, and there's no way flamie expects that at this point. Why would he? The bomb's planted on A. They don't need to be pushing him from behind. Oh, he's going to get the knife. No, he turned around. That is unfortunate. Bubble wanted the knife. It's unfortunate for the fact that he wanted the knife, but, like, yeah, obviously C9 don't want to be giving them a knife at that point. A little bit of a tilter, bit of extra money, that's always useful, which would have made up for how many players they lost.
Yeah, because obviously only 2 players surviving against just essentially USPs. The CZ didn't do anything, I don't think, apart from maybe a little bit of damage until his players approaching long. But yeah, $1,500 for a knife kill, that would have been a nice little bonus to have. So it's not at all just a sort of a flashy play in that situation. It actually would be a tactical play to go for the knife there, just to try and help keep your economy in a decent position. But as we saw, flamie turns around and Bubble, you know, he played it safe. He kept his gun out for as long as possible, and that meant he was just able to quickly take that frag. So with the timeout coming to the end, it is still Cloud9 on map point here, hoping to tie up this series. They just need one more round in the next 6.
Yeah, I mean, it can fall apart pretty quickly, though, especially once that economy reserve is gone as it is. You can be just going from a gun round to pistols in the next one, and yeah, they can very quickly get out of hand. So it's not over for VOYVODA, of course. VOYVODA, rather. They brought back a few rounds now in a row, but they still need to keep it up. And, well, S-Tag, he's going to get aggressive in connector, expecting someone up close, catches the perfect timing as Dreamer pulls out a flash. And, well, at least Alex was ready for the trade there. Obviously, S-Tag not surviving, but he'll be happy with that as long as his team are able to keep this advantage, which they are. Obviously, that prompts VOYVODA having no more control around the B side of the map to start pushing up on A, but they also need Victor to go back and retrieve that bomb for them, and I think Alex might make it first.
Yeah, the double push out long does collect one. Zephyr click on the trade, though, to keep Cloud9 in the advantage, but the Molotov is burning him. He has to deploy his smoke, and then he's quickly dispatched off by Red Star. flamie, the last player alive, will ensure that now Victor is the last player alive for that VOYVODA side, and it's going to be a bit of a dance here. Where's Victor heading? flamie has to commit to one of these sites, and he chooses B. Well, Victor, he's going to double back towards A. Actually, flamie, the tide's better off that B site, so he might be in a pretty decent position as Victor starts his approach in towards the site. With 30 seconds on the clock, Victor doesn't have many options left. B is starting to become... Can he actually reach it from here? I think he's just about getting to the point where he's now committed to A. I mean, obviously, flamie doesn't know that. Victor could be anywhere on the map right now, and flamie, he's sort of playing in a position that'll allow him a quick rotation to A, but he's also spotting down towards B through heaven. And Victor is going to plant on the CT side of the default box. flamie, I'm not sure if he'll expect that one, but Victor's going to be pushing towards bank. flamie, he does have his gun out, and he's going to end it here. 16-9 for Cloud9. It was flamie in a 1 versus 2 to finish it off. 17 kills for him as well. He's played great these first 2 maps.
Yeah.
But we will be heading towards Inferno as the decider.